Welcome back. Again, dealing with the floor here. Got some time today to work on it. Kind of a little bit shorter video today. This is more of kind of a planning, finding out now that I have everything ground down. Off camera, I took these pads and I just pretty much ground out all of the fiberglass to bring them back down to a nice flat surface that the new fiberglass will adhere to. I don't have any more voids. I don't have any problems with the old fiberglass, kind of where it would chipped or it didn't have good adhesion before. So I just ground it all down. But this time, just kind of giving a game plan of what I'm gonna do. I got some levels out here, some shims, some wood blocks, tape measures, different things to take dimensions, and to find out how do I get this thing back kind of level, and to be able to put the floor in and have it come out somewhat decent. The first thing that I did do is I did level the boat fore and aft, and then right and left. Made sure that I took dimensions off of the top of the rails in the front, and in the bow, the center of the floor that I didn't touch. Kind of use that as a reference point of to make sure that I'm level, in both directions. So let me get the other camera and kind of show you guys what's going on and where we plan to go from here. Well, at least what the plan is. Okay, now as you can see over here, these are the pads that I just completely took all the way down, got rid of all the old fiberglass, and just kind of brought it back down. I did get a couple of points on this one back over here, kind of right in there where the foam is. I did get down into the foam, which I didn't realize these things are completely full of foam, which makes me feel a little bit better about the boat. Okay, so obviously I'm facing forward on the boat, and again we have the one over here that has a good gap underneath, and then on this side it is nice and flush up there. So I took my level and laying it left to right this way, and I have markings pretty much in the front of this. You can see I have it marked. It's a 1/2 inch low, and then as you come back over here, it gets to about 5/8 low from the left side to the right side. And both sides on these things, this rear pad back here kind of comes straight, and then this side and the other side, they angle down and go towards the bow. They're not flat across. So I'm gonna keep that in there. So I'm kind of measuring left to right to make sure that we're even, and then coming to this pad over here, which is actually pretty flat, but the whole thing is marked here 1/4 inch low. And then I have there's a little pad back there underneath the seat, and that one's good. I have one here that's it's 1/4 inch high, and then this one back here that's also 1/4 inch high. So kind of reference everything in the back off of this pad right here, and then the front one off of that one, to make sure that we can get this thing pretty level for the new floor. Now I don't know if I'm gonna the 1/4 inch low on this whole pad over here, I don't know if I'm going to build that up with fiberglass or put maybe a 1/4 inch piece of plywood in there. Now, if I put the 1/4 inch piece of plywood in there, it's going to be a little bit too thick, because I'm going to have at least 1, maybe 2 layers of fiberglass on this. A layer on the bottom of the plywood, and then a layer on the top of the plywood, which might make this a little bit too thick. And if I go with the building it up with the 1708, I need about 6 layers, and I'm kind of thinking I may do that just so that I don't go too high and have to come back down with it. Now the sections in the back,
the center one and then the one over there that are high. I'm just going to grind those back down a little bit further to make them flush, which is pretty easy to do. I don't need to do any buildup on that one. And then this one over here is kind of going to be the tricky one. I'm going to take a piece of 1/2-inch plywood, and I'm going to lay it across over here, and then I'm going to build up kind of the back section up another 1/8 of an inch, and just kind of, you know, sand it and taper it down to come to the 1/2 inch in the front. Is the one on that one. And then again, after I get the whole floor done, making sure that get these kind of pads back level, then I'm going to reassess, find out what I need to do as far as sanding before I put the top of the floor, I guess the last piece of the flooring, in there. Now the game plan for the flooring, I'm going to do it in 2 or 3 different pieces. Now, as I said before, I'm just under 8 feet from front to back at 7 feet 7 inches, and then from left to right on the widest section is 6 feet. So in order to be able to do this with only buying 2 sheets of plywood, because up underneath the helms, and I haven't really shown these, I have 2 of these. I have one on the left and one on the right. And they're a little over 24 inches this way, and I think about 20 inches this way, that I need to cut those and remake those pieces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the 2 sheets of plywood and I'm going to lay them long ways left to right, not front to back. So that way on the it'll be at least a 2-foot section that I cut off that's 4 feet wide, that for each one of these I can get one of those pieces out of each one of the pieces of plywood. But when I have the 2 pieces laying here, as I was kind of describing, the pads in the back are flat, and then the ones in the front have an angle, and I can kind of shave down the transition point and sand it down. But I'm not sure what that angle is yet. But I'm thinking about taking the bow piece and cutting it into 2 to make kind of a transition piece between the 2 of them to, you know, kind of ease that angle over if I need to. Now I won't determine that until I get these pads done and find out what that angle is. You know, how far when I bring the 2 pieces of plywood together, you know, how far off are they? Can I just, you know, run the planer or sander over and kind of ease the edge? Or do I need to break that off and kind of, you know, split the difference between 2 joints instead of just 1? But that is the game plan. Like I said, a little shorter video today. Took me a few hours to kind of, you know, play around in here and find out what I'm going to do. That's it for this time, and next time we'll be the first thing we're going to do is obviously fix that hole over there where I cut through, and start laying up some glass and getting some pieces of wood cut to get these things flat and level again. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.